Markle and Prince Harry are set to make another return back here to the United Kingdom in November the 16th, in fact. That is, of course, because she's been honoured with an award by GQ magazine, Condé Nast Publishing, the home, of course, of Vogue, something that she has an association with, as she was guest editor a few years back now, if you remember. It's interesting to note, though, that particular award as well had a lot of, shall we say, backlash by many people, because, of course, not many people can work out exactly what the award is for. Of course, many are saying it's for her charitable work, all very noble, but really, can you pinpoint that? While others, of course, are stating that this could be the real reason for the return of both of them. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to see you today, and as ever, thank you so much for your company. Thank you also for your kind comments about that recent video regarding the very beautiful and fragrant Sandra Howard, the model from the 60s. She certainly did have an interesting life. That's what I always find about when you're interviewing people, or you look around and wonder, what did that person do when they were younger? Everybody has a story. Many of them are so interesting, and you have no idea, when you're meeting them for the very first time. I think I told you this before. I met an actress a while back now who was a very big star in the late 60s, early 70s, and had appeared in Cleopatra with Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. And as she walked out the door, I thought, wow, nobody knows that woman's history. And yet there she was, trudging down to the tube on a wet afternoon on her own. It seemed all very sad, but we have a story to share, and we should get it out there, really, shouldn't we? Back as ever, though, to your breaking world story of the day. It's interesting, isn't it, as I say, with this particular new award which has been bestowed on Meghan Markle. Not Prince Harry, by the way, just Meghan. Interesting, that one. And I think what's also interesting is they realised just how much value Prince Harry brought to that particular show last year. If you recall, he popped up to thank all the very wonderful nurses and doctors who helped us through the pandemic. You can understand why they wanted him. He even stayed up live to do it via Zoom. So, dedicated to the cause, to say the least. This particular award, as I say, is all about apparently Meghan's charitable work. It does fit in rather, well, useful really when you think, because of course she's got an ongoing series of archetypes or archetypes or whatever you want to call it with Spotify, and that does need a lot of publicity. Not great figures, whatever they're trying to tell you. I think a lot of people first tuned in and thought, okay, this is okay, but unless you get the huge guests, then of course you do have problems. So why have they decided to come back so soon in November to a place apparently that Prince Harry has jitters about as he's flying into London? And if he doesn't do that arm waving thing for his mental health, then we have problems. I know, very strange indeed. But what's now interesting is, according to a good source, this could be the day that they decide to launch the book. That's right, the memoir that Prince Harry's writing, not about the prince he was born, but the man he's become. This book has had more battles and more page turners. You could write another book based on the book, couldn't you? What's gone on, what hasn't gone on. As we know, he's had a bit of a battle with the publishers because, according to good sources, he wants to water things down. But when you think about it, this would be a very good time, just pre-Christmas, in the vain hope that, of course, he could try and kickstart the sales. And where not better than in his former home than London. Now, the publishers are remaining tight-lipped and not really giving much away. But when you think about it, Harry and Meghan tend to just drop things at the drop of a hat, don't they? And drop them on you, That's the thing. There's no forewarning. If you think about the podcast, they just appeared in the hope that we'll all chase them, watch them, and be sustained by them. Now, it's going to be a lot more difficult for Prince Harry with this book because it's a very expensive tome. I've been told anywhere for a hardback, £25 to £30. Of course, there's discounts, but it's still a lot of money for people to shell out. And really, don't we know the story already? More importantly, though, November the 16th could be another bombshell day for the British monarchy. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.